I'm trying the most viral no glue slime recipes to see if they actually work.
Slime has been one of the most viral trends for the last 8 years, accumulating billions of views on social media. This trend has led to slime companies emerging and selling their own unique slimes. While the quality varies depending on the price point, decent slimes cost an average of $10. Thus, people have attempted to create their own DIY slime recipes that are as cheap as possible. We're going to try out 6 different recipes to see if they actually work.
Our first recipe is actually just using a glue stick. Now in the intro, I cut up a ton of glue sticks just because it looked cool. But if you're trying this at home, you're only gonna need 1 glue stick. Now we're gonna transfer all these glue sticks into a microwavable safe bowl. I didn't really do the best cutting job, but that's okay. Because you know what? At the end of the day, we're just having a good time. Now that all the glue is in this bowl, we're gonna take it to the microwave because we need to soften them up. Be nice, don't do anything naughty. I am just gonna do like 20 seconds. This is a friendly reminder, don't do this at home. I'm testing these out to see if they actually work.
I have so many no glue slime recipes in this video, and you're not gonna wanna miss the last one.
Now let's take it out. Now our glue sticks are finally melted. We're gonna try to mix this together. So it should look a consistency like this, but you might already be saying,
isn't a glue stick technically glue?
which you are correct, but most people don't have a gallon of glue lying around, which is normally used for slime. Chances are you're probably gonna have this in your house. Apparently this is the consistency that it should look like. And then we're gonna add some activator like this. Now you can make your own, but I'm just using this because I can. Now we wanna pour some in here to activate our glue. We're just eyeballing it. Now this should turn into a slime. You can already see it's gotten clumped together, so that means the activator is definitely working. I'm gonna be honest, this is kind of giving Grimace scrambled eggs. Now I'm gonna try mixing this by hand. I'm just taking this little clump right here. We're just gonna kind of squeeze it together. My least favorite thing is super sticky slime, especially when it's covering your hands like this. Does this no glue slime recipe actually work? Honestly, I don't know yet. The next recipe is actually a cotton slime. The first part of this recipe is to take some cotton. I already destroyed this Squishmallow. Sorry. Then we're gonna take some water and then dampen our cotton a little bit. Oh gosh, I just made a mess. I'm gonna use this to kind of dap it up. Now this cotton is definitely wet. Then we're gonna add some soap. I don't know the exact amount, but I'm just kind of eyeballing it. That feels like an appropriate amount. And now we're gonna add some color. We're going with tropical blue. And I put on gloves because I don't want to look like a Smurf for the rest of this video. And now all we're supposed to do is just mix it together. Now I don't know how this is supposed to end up feeling like slime, but this is definitely the weirdest slime recipe I've tried. It's still a bit more stringy than I would like, so we're gonna add a little bit more. Come here, Squishmallow. Maybe this will help? Oh, I feel like it's actually incorporating a bit better now. So I've been mixing for about a minute, and this is the best I could get it, but I want to see if it'll leave any residue on my actual hands. We're gonna take our gloves off, because if a slime doesn't leave residue on your hands, then I think that's a good sign. Yeah, this one's definitely still leaving residue. I mean, maybe I did it wrong, but I'd say this one doesn't really work. The next no glue slime recipe is using cornstarch and soap. Maybe we'll finally actually make a slime that works. Now I'm grabbing a bowl because I don't want to make a giant mess. Now, if any of you have worked with cornstarch before, you know this stuff can get pretty messy. I would argue this is more messy than using actual glue. So I'm gonna pour in a bunch of cornstarch and we are just gonna eyeball it. This stuff already keeps making a mess. I poured it in the bowl and it still came out of it. Now we're gonna add our soap. Again, I'm not sure the exact ratio here, but I just want to absorb as much of the dry cornstarch as possible. And of course, we're gonna color this a nice green because I want to. Now let's add our green in there. Nice. And I have a spoon to mix because, again, I don't want to make a giant mess. It's already started to clump a little bit, so we're gonna add a bit more soap. Get in there. But we don't want to go too overboard because then it's gonna become really sticky and not slime. Well, I guess that's the point. Technically, you do want it to be sticky, but I just don't want it to be sticky on my hands. I want to be able to play with it and knead it, but not feel like I just put my hand in a glue stick. I'm not sure if we were supposed to use dish soap or hand soap, but this is just what I had. I'm telling you, this is the first one that's slowly looking like an actual slime. Guys, we have a problem. I broke my spoon, but that's okay because it's looking totally like slime, but it's not ready yet. Let's fish out the broken spoon. That's how you know this mixture was thick. And I'm gonna add just a tiny bit more of cornstarch. I think this should be enough, and I am gonna try to mix it by hand now. Now I'll look like the Grinch. I'm gonna say that this 100% turned into a slime. Now, is it sticking to my hand? Yes, but I think you could fine tune it and make it perfect. So I'm gonna say this one actually works. Our next slime recipe is giving more hair salon than slime, but allegedly, if you add shampoo and conditioner plus some salt for some reason and cool it down, it should turn into a slime. But let's see if that actually works. First, we're gonna use our bowl, then add our conditioner. I actually use use this stuff, so I'm not gonna use too much of it. Then some shampoo, and now the salt, which is just totally throwing me off. Like, I don't know how this does anything to the shampoo. We're throwing a little bit more conditioner in there. And now it's time to mix. We really wanna incorporate this together because if we don't, then it's not gonna fully mix in. I mean, this definitely looks kind of like glue. We're gonna mix, 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 mix. I think we need to add some color, because what would a slime be without adding a little bit of color into it? This is the one that genuinely kind of doesn't make sense, and that's the problem with a lot of these no glue DIY slime recipes. You don't know if the creators are actually telling the truth or they're just straight up capping, which is like fair, I get it, but just so we're clear, I tell the truth in my videos. This made a nice, whatever this color is called, I don't know. But now we need to take this mixture over to a refrigerator. When I mix this slime, you can tell that it's definitely not thick at all. So I think that's why it's going in the fridge. So let's throw it in here and we'll check back in like 2 seconds. Has the shampoo, conditioner, and salt slime turned into a actual slime that we can play with? You can see it's definitely thickened up a bit, but it's absolutely not a slime just yet. Like, this is just a heavy mixture of something. But maybe if you added clay into it, it would turn into a slime. Now this may be the most ridiculous amount of stuff we need to make a no glue slime, but these are the ingredients that we're using. We have a piece of clay, more hand soap, shaving cream, water, and some lotion. Not sure why we need that. Apparently all of these ingredients will turn into a butter slime. So this is the slime we're allegedly trying to make, which if you didn't know what a butter slime is, this is just glue and clay, which just basically feels like butter. We're using another bowl. I'm switching out the clay for some foam clay. And the reason being, it's honestly just a little bit softer. It should be much easier to work with. Like, geez, this stuff like already low-key looks like slime. We're gonna throw that in there, add our water. I'm gonna slowly mix this stuff in because I actually don't know the process. You think, oh, I'm making a video about it. You should totally know it. No, I don't. Nobody gives exact instructions. It's just, hey, do this. But I'm assuming that the water is just to soften up the clay. So I guess we kind of maybe didn't even need it. Now let's add our lotion. Again, another thing that I'm assuming is just to soften it up. Our hand soap. And of course, we gotta add some shaving cream. Let's mix this together. Oh my goodness, this is making a giant mess. But at least it smells like cocoa butter and shaving cream. We're gonna add a little bit more foam into here. I'm a little skeptical that this one is actually going to work. Oh wait, maybe it is working because it's getting stringy. Yeah, I think we just need a little bit more clay. I think this is gonna be our secret sauce. So it's basically just a really soft foam. Or maybe there's just too much stuff in here. I'm gonna take it out of the bowl and we'll use the table so we can actually proper mix it. Oh, it's actually, wait, what? I mean, if you've ever made slime on a table, it does do this part once it's fully incorporating. Hello, does this actually work? Wait, I'm confused. It does absolutely feel a bit softer, but does it feel softer than normal foam clay? Here, let me grab a piece from the bag. This is what kneading the foam clay looks like. It doesn't really feel like slime, but it does feel nice. Oh, this, I would say, is absolutely slime. It's way softer and absolutely feels like a butter slime. So this one actually works. Our final recipe is actually using 100 glue sticks. So let's cut this thing in 3, 2, 1. Oh no, my thing might break. Hold on. Oh yes, we're getting all of it. We're getting all of it out, let's go. All right, I barely cut the end of those. Hold on, wait, we're gonna do another cut so I can get more of them. We need as much glue as possible. Oh no, it's breaking. Oh, oh, this is chaos. All right, well, that's about as good as I could get it.
I was determined to turn the glue sticks into a slime, so I cut the rest of the glue sticks to have as much as possible. A friendly reminder that you should not do this at home. I accidentally cut my finger, but the show must go on. At first, I tried heating up the glue sticks using a hairdryer, but it really wasn't doing anything, so I transferred the glue bits into 2 bowls so then I could microwave it. If I didn't heat up the glue sticks, then it probably would have broken my mixer, which I think was the reason why the glue stick recipe didn't work in the first place. All I could do was just throw some activator in the mixer and hope that it would incorporate together and turn into a slime.
Now, was I able to turn those 100 glue sticks into a slime? Well, this is what I ended up with. This top layer is a little foamy. I added literally an entire thing of activator and it still just never turned into a slime. It just stayed this foamy mixture. I don't think this one actually works, but subscribe if you guys want me to do more no glue slime recipes, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.